On a chilly December afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's Brown on first and 10. And his first look is incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Back to throw. Brown. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
First and 10, Taylor now. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Juwan Bentley there to get him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Brown. And that's complete. Albert Okwuegbunam. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play there on the catch and run.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That's complete. Okuebunan.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good.
And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Colts, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3-and-out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the 1st down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit, too. Allows them to get at least 1 more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Now Burrow on 1st down.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Burrow on play action. He'll buy some time right.
He will find his man Chase, complete.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big connection on that one. 38 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's a quick throw to Higgins out wide.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Colts 11-yard line.
To the air again, Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Here we go. Ready? Nice hot. What? Switch. 11 empty.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
To return, here's Agnew.
Got a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake. Brown. And that is incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Second and 10.
Back to throw. Brown. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Brown. He's able to get it to Coleman. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 17-yard line.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. Got a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead is now 10-3.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. A handoff to Mixon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Giving it to Mixon on the option. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour.
From midfield now, Burrow. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 27-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
So that'll back him up 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
11 Thomas.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
Throw left side, complete to Chase.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted.
Picked off down near the 5. He's at the 50. The 30. 10. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Brown. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Albert Okuebuna with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Jackson now to return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
11.
On second down now, Mixon. 61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And the Bengals on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
11.
Now it's Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Gun. Stop. Ready.
Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
12.
Here's Burrow.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And that's what you got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
And Burrow going to throw again. And that's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
11, 11, 11.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah.
Now Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. McPherson's kick is good. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Brown. And his pass incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The give to Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Brown now on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the counter, it's Taylor. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty. But now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think at this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. The Bengals drive about to get going. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. Jackson now to return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Play action. It's Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now Brown throwing on first down. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. From the gun, Brown. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be fourth down. Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
Now Burrow loses the football, and the Colts pick it up, and they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Jackson now to return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They're passing here. Joe Burrow going up top. And this one is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon, shedding through the defense. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
76 yards on the ground for him so far.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Burrow will throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Schultz. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. They'll contain him to just 4, second down.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. This goes out wide for Mixon.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Mixon.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Joe Mixon.
His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Off play action. Brown.
He'll let this go deep for Bourne.
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. A big play there for Indy. And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
At the 23-yard line.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. Again, it's Taylor. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Bengals 13.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Jackson now to return. And he returns this to the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Dante Fowler, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Back to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Brown from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
On 1st down, it's Taylor. And he's got this down to the 35. 89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Brown. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Blankenship's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
58 for Mike, 58 for Mike.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Now it's Burrow. Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
11.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Fourth and goal, and down by a touchdown. The offense stays on the field. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And they take a knee. And they will take a knee here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Colts, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, it's now 14 games without a win, with time running out to try and get one. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco.